Hi Dreamworld girls, my name's Ania Hoo. I'm a singer-songwriter from New Jersey and I love to make dance music.
What does this project represent for you creatively compared to some of your earlier releases?
Morning Star, I would say, is a stepping stone from my last project, Venus. It still goes on to the same themes of Venus, but describes a more melancholier tone with a bit of hype, I would say, because, you know, this is happy heartbreak music. You know, it's dance music for the brokenhearted.
Was there a moment when you realized like all of the songs like belong together like in a body of work? Like what was the moment that clicked for you?
There was never like I made a bunch of songs like, and this is the project. When I called my producer, I said, I know what I want to make. I want to make happy heartbreak music because I was heartbroken, obviously, but I didn't like to listen to sad songs or songs with like a sad BPM, if that exists, you know what I mean? It started with 555 and then the songs started growing from there, you know, and that's what created the project.
Or how would you describe your sound without naming a genre? Like what other adjectives would you use?
Well, I would definitely say like groovy and funky, silly. Something that can make you like laugh while you're going through those things. Like I like that stuff. I definitely can't put on a playlist of sad songs specifically because I like to get lost in my music.
You resist a lot of being boxed into like a traditional R&B genre. Why is that like so important to you to keep drawing on different kinds of music and cultural?
Yeah, obviously R&B created a lot of these genres, you know, but there's differences. I'm in tune with those differences. I really do like dance music and disco. I like the storytelling of disco because no one even notices the storytelling of disco, you know? I was talking about this with my brother and I was like, yeah, you know, I love disco music because I like the story. And he said, is anybody else listening to the story? And I was like, I am. I be at home popping and listening to it. I want people who enjoy that stuff to be able to find it, you know? And in the R&B space specifically, you might not be able to find it if you just label it that.
What do you think about when it comes to world building for a project like this?
You know, like I said, I was ever growing this world. I'm continuing to grow this world. While I was making the song, especially transitions, I could really have to thank Coleman, my producer, OK Coleman, as he helped me really hone in on those things and being like intentional. I didn't want to shy away from any sound because project has to sound like this. You said it was funk, so you're only supposed to make funk music, right? You're supposed to say it's supposed to be disco, then you're supposed to make disco music. That's like, no, it's whatever I feel, but it fits the theme, you know? So I really do like when you say like, it feels like you're going into different rooms, but it's still same house, right? Exactly, so that's like the whole thing.
What does this emotional honesty mean for you in your songwriting, and like how's that grown since you started the writing of this project?
I think it's grown a lot because with this project, first of all, it was the first time writing with someone else in the room, like, and they're also, we're bouncing ideas off of each other. And so it's a conversation. First, we're talking about why would you even want to make a song? So sometimes, like with 555, I came with the idea, I want to write a song, call it 555. I want to symbolize change. My producer, Coleman's like, why? What makes you want to change? What's going on? So now we're talking about it, and I already gonna write whatever I want, say whatever I want. Some people be like, I need to really just say that. I'm still gonna do that. So doing that now is way more intentional because I have to have reason behind it and strength, and like I can still be silly because he will be like, you sure you want to say that? And I'm gonna double down on that. I'm like, yeah, I do.
Period. 10
toes down.
Who are your influences when it comes to your music, and how have they played a role in shaping the music that you make now?
Yeah, I mean, I have so many influences, but I definitely, at the top of my head, I would say Prince, for sure. But Prince, what he did with Vanity, I love Vanity. We're born on the same day, so I'm like, I feel like I'm literally her. Teena Marie, Marvin Gaye, D-Light. You know D-Light. I love their production. I love Lady Miss Kira, who's the singer in D-Light. I just love dance music, house music from Jersey, of course, too, but like the stuff that came out in New York and New Jersey in the 80s and 90s, I listened to that a lot. A lot of like songs that like of an artist that only made one singular song, so it's like, what the heck.
How did growing up in like a Caribbean household shape your artistry, and like how has people that came before you shaped you as who you are today too?
Yeah, Being Caribbean is like being part of a library in a way, you know. I'm Jamaican. You would think, oh, you guys all just listen to reggae music, right? Or maybe dancehall. We do listen to a lot of reggae music and a lot of dancehall, but they love Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson. My dad would introduce me to jazz, and like I would introduce them to music, and they were open to it. A big part of like dance music is like European, which is a lot of Jamaicans in Europe. My family. Like part of jungle music and drum and bass, which I like too. Like it's like the Caribbean influences me, but it also influenced these genres where I can just like hop, skippity jump to. So I have their culture, my culture being an American in New Jersey, in the East Coast.
Also, to that question, like, are there parts of your culture that you still want to explore, like in your music, that you haven't yet tapped into?
Oh yeah, there's so many different styles of music I want to make. I'm in my dance bag right now, but I want to make a reggae project. I want to make drum and bass or a neo soul jazzy type stuff, because that's what I started making first. I love R&B, of course, so like that's why I don't want this to only solely be labeled as R&B, because when I truly get in my R&B bag, I want you guys to recognize it.
What's your favorite part of making music? And is there also a part that challenges you most?
You know, I guess my favorite part is writing the music, but I like when the song is done and I can sing it. Yeah, my favorite part is singing. Like, I got making music because I like to sing and I enjoyed singing. Then I had something to talk about, so then I made a song to sing it. Songwriting is challenging when you don't want to say the same thing over and over again, so that's why I be taking breaks and not trying to overstimulate my brain too much with other people's thoughts and my own. I can create melodies like all day, but to create thoughts and make them sound coherent, kind of difficult.
The making of like Morning Star, was there like any special moments in that process where you're like in the studio and you're like, oh my god, this is really clicking, and like I know this is gonna be something special?
Oh yeah. I mean, once I made 555, the first song, I was like, this is so different to what I've made and what I'm hearing. I don't really hear that much music like that. So I was like, this is gonna be something special, even if I'm the only one that listens to it over and over and over again.
What do you hope listeners take away from Morning Star Sade?
I hope listeners take away that being vulnerable is not that corny. You can talk about it, you can be yourself, and you can also have fun and be sad, because you need to have fun to get over it, you know. But like, also don't speed run into getting over it. Like, if anybody tell you to get over it, walk away from them. Your own feelings, you gotta be in tune with them.
Why Side A? Should fans expect a continuation? Yeah?
Definitely. Side B is coming soon.
Oh my god.
No date yet, but Side B, there is a Side B.
And last question, 5 years from now, what do you hope people say about Ania Hoo?
I hope they say Ania Hoo, this word just popped over my head, but prolific, daring and caring and understanding. All those things, you know? Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh.